Oh yeah, I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as the nice guys on business. This intro was sent in by a listener, Mohammed Shakiba, and is in Farsi. Fortunately, I speak fluent Farsi and would be happy to translate.
موفقیت اتفاقی نیست. صبر، تلاش و نایس گایز آن بیزینس باعث رسیدن شما به موفقیت میشوند.
Mohammed said, success does not happen by chance. Patience, effort, and nice guys make you to be successful. I'm not sure he's listening to the same podcast that I am. Need an education on how to grow your business? The nice guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
So I guess we're ready to go?
Do it.
Hey, nice guy community. Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. I'm sorry, no. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler, my name is Strickland Bonner. Sometimes we got to give him first because I don't want him to feel, slighted.
I never feel as though I'm being slighted. I had a point of clarification. It was not a point of priority. I know that we have equal top billing on the show, and even if you don't mention my name, I still know that I'm a valuable contributor to the show. I just didn't know. I never know when we've done the introduction, so I just need some clarification sometimes.
Okay, long as I just want to make sure we're not offending Doug in any way whatsoever.
No, nor is this a product review, nor do I pretend that my views are anybody else's views other than my views.
The views of the nice guys on business are purely their own and in no way reflect the thoughts or beliefs of anything that they may be underneath, which is nothing because they're not owned by Fox or Time Warner or AOL or ABC or NBC or Universal or anything else.
Can we have Steve O'Brien make us a what do you call that? An intro? Not an intro.
Yeah,
a bumper. Thank you very much.
An intro, or an intro, yeah.
Yeah, that says something like, batteries not included, some assembly required, and all those things.
Ooh, those are good ones. Because I'm actually putting a list together for Steve for the new year. I have a whole bunch of new ones I want to do, but I'm trying to come up with a good list before I send them all to him. Okay, so that's good. Here we go.
Wait! Breaking news!
Yeah.
Gary V committed to coming on the show.
Gary Vaynerchuk?
Gary Vaynerchuk is going to be on the show.
That's amazing.
How ridiculous is that? Now, I don't know if you know, do you follow any of his antics, any of the things that he does?
Not really.
Yeah, I
know he's huge. He's a monster. I should follow.
Yeah, he is a monster social media magnet. I mean, something like 1.5 million or 1.3 million Twitter followers. The guy is just ridiculous. Now, I have to apologize because I think last week, maybe it was even last Tuesday's episode, I think we said, oh, man, how crappy customer service. Nobody got back to me. I should just fucking shut my mouth, okay? Because the problem is that I never realized, and maybe I do realize this, and I just don't. For some reason, I always put people to a different standard. I'm like, well, why can't you return the call in 10 minutes? I'm like, Because I'm fucking busy. That's why I can't return the call in 10 minutes. He's got 1.5 million people, and that's just on Twitter alone. He's huge on Instagram. He's huge on social media, does all sorts of live videos for Facebook. The guy is a social media he's a machine, totally a machine. So I reached out to Gary. His office finally reached back to me last week, and they set up a time. January 30th is the recording date of the show. 15 minutes he has given me, and I am like super, super stoked about this. So I think what we need to do, Strick, is at some point, we have to have a countdown to Gary. I know we have to do that.
Okay.
But we also have to have let's get the nice guy community involved. I want somebody asking questions. I want people to. I don't want it to just be what do I think. I mean, I know him, and I interestingly enough, as soon as I put out a post on Facebook that tells everybody in our community that Gary V was coming on the show, and within about 60 seconds, I had a phone call by Rosario Smyrny. Remember Rosario? He's the Quit Bitching Coalition,
right?
And he's like, "You're fucking kidding me." And because this guy is totally into Gary. So, and look at how many comments. I mean, if you go back to just my Facebook page, I think I had 130 likes within the first day.
That's crazy.
So really
what
popular
we need is
guy.
We want to put out there, if you could interview Gary Vaynerchuk, what question would you ask him? And we want to have people actually, so all the questions we ask, we're going to have it from listeners. How's that? Well, maybe not all of them, but maybe a lot of them.
I would totally, if we get a bunch of questions, I absolutely will go through them and figure out what are the top 5 questions to ask. I know he probably has his thing, his shtick, whatever he wants to talk about or whatever he's promoting at that particular moment, and I'm just going to let him go. But I also want to add stuff that the Nice Guy community would like to hear. So please reach out to us at Nice Guy on Biz. That's Strickland's Twitter handle. Mine's at DJ Doug. Just let me know what you're asking for, and I promise you, if you send it to me, in addition to the promise statement that I'm going to deliver in a second here, I promise you that I will consider it and we will work it into whatever repertoire. And if I can't get your exact question, I'm going to get the flavor of your question in, because right now the engagement factor, I mean, I feel like Strick and I are really giving and putting a lot out there. We're not getting a lot back. Please, people. We're not. Please.
You guys need to go on Overcast and you need to recommend. You need to go on iTunes and review and subscribe there too.
Hey Strick, I wanted to let you know, last Wednesday, which was Dialing for Doug Day, between 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. and we will have again on this Wednesday between 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 410-340-6861. That's my number. Last week, 4 calls.
Oh, really?
Well, you were one of them, so it was only 3 calls. But oh my gosh, I'm blanking on everybody's name. Paul Marina, thank you, Paul, for reaching out. Paul is a listener in Annapolis, Maryland, and a longtime listener, also way back to the beginning, and a reader of my blog. Tim Hill, again, reaching out to say hi and doing his thing, and David from. Rats! I'm forgetting where it was. Orlando. I am so horrible with keeping track and notes. I mean, wait a minute, Mohammed.
Oh, right, Mohammed.
Mohammed called. I'm sorry, it wasn't Tim. It was Mohammed this week. That's right. Tim was last week. Mohammed called, and Mohammed, thank you for calling. He was so afraid about his English, and I'm like, Mohammed, you speak amazing English, and you do, Mohammed. Mohammed is, if you don't know him, Nice Guy community, Mohammed is the guy that does all of a lot of the Wednesday, it was Wednesday, but the Tuesday and Thursday cover art. Whenever we have these goofy art and fun art on our show art.
Yeah, he's the one that does that. He did an intro for us too. I'm going to put his intro on today's show.
Oh yeah, fortunately, as Steve O'Brien says, it is in Farsi. So you just heard the intro, and fortunately, Steve knows how to speak Farsi fluently.
Farsi, yes, he's a very talented guy. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so Gary V coming on the show, Dialing for Doug Day coming up. Wow, we are just packed, chock full of great. When is Christmas? Let's see. Today is Tuesday. How many more shopping days until Christmas?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I mean, we have had a number of people using our Amazon link, though, which is amazing. We love you guys. And if you don't know what it is, if you go to the show notes, you will see a link that says, if you're shopping Amazon, click here. That basically lets Amazon.com know that you got there through the Nice Guys. We get a little commission. It helps support the show. It costs you nothing more. And we so appreciate it. Let me tell you how much we appreciate it.
Yes, do it. Because
this week we had record sales. We have commissions. Right. By the way, we are completely transparent here on the Nice Guys. We tell you guys everything that we make, which is almost nothing. But this week in commissions, we made $12.10.
Oh, geez. Well, wait a second. Strick, you say it's almost nothing. It's something.
It is something.
That's the way I look at it. It's something. And we've been asking people to do this. And I think that it's getting through. Now, it's getting through a little bit at a time. And eventually, I think we will convert all of our listeners, our full-time listeners, our Funkin' Fan listeners. We will convert all of them to Amazon. We will. And eventually, I will actually do it too.
Well, I don't think we have to convert them to Amazon. I guarantee you they're using Amazon already. We just got to get them to use the link. And it's so easy. Go to the show notes, click on the show notes, bookmark it. That's it. So when you go to Amazon, you just put a bookmark on there and it just says Amazon.com. You don't even have to think about it. You don't have to do anything. We get a little commission. We so appreciate it.
All right. So can you bring us up to, are we almost at 100? I would love if we could get to 100 before the end of the year. That gives us just a couple more shows, this show and Thursday's show, to really promote it. So where are we right now?
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to make it to $100. Although,
No?
we didn't start
It's the Christmas
until,
season.
Well, we didn't start it until March. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that within a year of doing it, that maybe we can get to $100 in total commission.
All right, let's have a goal, and we'll talk about our goals on Thursday's show. But let's just talk about, let's have a goal, and then let's have our little stretch goal. Like you give your kids a college application, and then you give them the ability to. What's your stretch goal? Is it Harvard? Is it Yale? So what is the Ivy League standard for the Amazon goals for us for 2017? Where are we right now?
Well, right now for the year, we're at $66.79. So we would have to make another $40. We'd basically have to make
$34.
Okay, no, you're right. $33.22 or something, right?
We can do this. It's Christmas week. We can do it. We just people listen. Nice Guy community. Today is the day. If you're ever going to help the Nice Guy community, today and Thursday. Well, today is really the day, because today really, comfortably you're still going to get your Amazon purchases. They have trucks fucking everywhere. Have you seen the Amazon trucks? They use the
big white panel
big
vans.
White Sprint, the Sprint or whatever Sprinter trucks.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before because we actually have a warehouse here in Baltimore, so we can get same day delivery sometimes, which is amazing.
Ridiculous.
And we get Sunday. What's interesting is they use the Postal Service for a lot of their stuff. I wouldn't be surprised that they are helping keep the post office in business, because nobody else is using the damn post office.
I know, and the post office, actually, I was in Giant the other day. That is my shopping store. I was in Giant the other day, and over the loudspeaker they say, the United States Postal Service has dropped the price of their forever stamps down to 47 cents. I'm like, 47 cents. When did a stamp go up from 11 cents?
Well, no, but what's amazing to me is they go down, right? Like, I think everybody knows probably that the Postal Service has lost money every year for a lot of years, right?
Why are they still in business
they're
then?
Hurting. Well, people need mail, but it clearly with, email and everything else and electronic, that there's so many more people that are not using it. But why would you lower the price of a stamp? Is there anybody out there right now who is saying to themselves, 52 cents to send a letter? That's just too much. I'm going to do something else. Oh, well, if it's only 47 cents, then I am going to send a letter. Why would you lower the price?
I don't think they did it by 5 cents. Did they? I think they dropped it by like 1 cent. I'm like, fuck that. What am I going to
Right. It costs them money, obviously. But is it really any incentive for anything? Do they think that lowering the price is going to get people to use it more? It's just ridiculous.
Let me tell you what would get people to use the Postal Service more. Better fucking customer service. That's what would do it. Just let me walk into the the post office and have somebody that doesn't give me an attitude.
Yeah, that'd be nice too.
I mean, there are your exceptions, but they are just that. They are the exception. I want to be able to walk into the Postal Service and feel service second to none. Okay, not like I'm walking into a monopoly. I need the Postal Service. I really do, and I enjoy mailing. I have the joy of sending a handwritten note. I have the extreme joy of receiving a handwritten letter in the mail. But I never look at that and say, delivered by your smiley person. Let me tell you what happened last time. My mail carrier, he ran over my fucking trash cans.
What?
Okay, my what do you call the people? Letter carriers?
Yes, mailman, but I guess that's sexist, right? Mail person?
Mail person, my letter carrier. My letter carrier, last time I was outside, the trash is picked up in my community on Mondays. So we have 3 trash cans. We have a regular trash can, we have a recycled paper, and we have a recycled plastic and glass container. Mm-hmm. I do my best to make sure that those containers are not directly in the path of the mail person, the letter carrier. So, but the trash collection service, if they come before the letter carrier, which is 99% of the time, because we talked about this in last episode, the trash people come very early, and the mail people for me come a little bit later in the day. So if I'm gone for the day and I don't have a chance to move my trash cans out of the way, I don't put them in front of the mailbox, but my trash collection company, they don't really think about it. They're moving so fast.
Right.
So I go out to collect my trash bins on one occasion, and I happened to say to the mail person was coming at the letter carrier was coming at the same time, so I noticed that the cans were in front of the mailbox. So the guy got all pissy with me, and he's basically like, you really shouldn't put your trash cans in front of the mailbox. It makes doing my job a little bit more challenging. So I said, completely understand. I apologize. I didn't put them there. I make sure that I put them out of the way. But the trash collection service, and he basically interrupted me. He says, they know better. It wasn't their fault.
No way. Are you kidding me?
I'm like,
he did not say that.
Yes. He stopped me mid-sentence. And I said, okay. And then I moved. Now, it wasn't the same person that always comes and collects my or drops off my mail. So I do like our normal letter carrier. She is very nice. And my wife, Danielle, she's actually trying to figure out what we're going to leave in the mailbox, hoping that it's not
coal now.
Hoping it's not the substitute person. It's like we just have to camp out in front of the mailbox to see who's delivering the mail today and then run out if it's the right person. But it was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're kidding me. You're telling me that it was my fault. You're basically telling me that I'm lying and I've left the trash cans. Anyway, so the next time.
They know better than that.
They know better than
even look to say, hey, by the way, do you see that they're empty? Do you think that I put them out empty?
Right. And then, I put them out and then moved them back in your way.
Right.
So last time the substitute guy came, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up here. The recycle, not my regular can, but the recycle can, which is a really big one, it was right in front of the mailbox, and he just bulldozed it. Oh he just ran right not over it, but he like bumped it so that it just pushed it like 10 feet out of the way. I'm like, holy shit, he just hit my recycle bin.
Oh my God, what an asshole. You know what else I hate? It's like blaming somebody else. This is a total tangent that we hadn't talked about before, but I just yesterday heard Jesse Ventura, he was.
Wait, is he the governor of Minneapolis or something like that?
Yeah, governor of Minnesota, right?
Sorry.
But he was a WWF wrestler or whatever ahead of time, right? Before that. And he was talking about 9/11, right? And he was saying, why is it that the towers went down the way they did in it? And, why did they come down so fast? And why was it such total destruction? And he's like, the government obviously was involved. Why does nobody ask these questions? And the person on the other end of the line is saying, dude, that's physics. Okay. Yep. This is the architectural physics of how these things work. Nobody has questioned that because scientists know that's physics. And Jesse Ventura is like, no. Nobody questions the government anymore. I can't believe we don't question the government. It's just not right to even
isn't that his whole agenda? Isn't that why he ran to begin with?
I don't follow him, but it was so ridiculous because he's basically saying, well, hey, I don't believe this, even though all the facts support it. But forget the facts for a minute, right? And he says immediately, it's the government. Why would he blame the government?
It's like, do you walk to school or carry your lunch? I mean, what does one thing have to do with the other?
Exactly. That's my whole point. They know better. Well, obviously, every single garbage person out there, because they're held in such high esteem, they think about these things and they're very well trained around the country to make sure not to leave garbage cans in front of the mailboxes.
Maybe this was a substitute trash collector, like you're a substitute letter carrier. Why don't you get the fuck out of my trash? Get out of my neighborhood.
It was just so funny because, sometimes people get in their mind that, hey, there's no possible way that this could be X's fault, this person's fault. So you find something else to blame.
I think he was bitter because the Postal Service lowered the rates of the Forever Stamp one penny, bringing it back full circle right here.
No, I'm sure they probably had a meeting that morning and they said, guess what, everybody? We need to lower all of your salaries by 3% because we are lowering the price of a stamp by 3 cents.
Wait, hold on. Let's play this out. I'll be the marketing department for a second, okay. and we're in a big meeting, and you just be like the top management making the decision. Okay. So so we got a really good idea on how to really capture again the service and the quality of the Postal Service. Can I share?
I don't care about service and quality. I need the money. We need to bring money in. But go ahead. I love new ideas.
Let me share this idea. Okay, so right now we're at 48 cents for a postage stamp. You ready? Here's our genius idea. We really think this is going to make a huge difference.
Okay. I'm listening.
Okay. Let's lower it 1 cent to 47 cents. What do you think? Is this a good idea?
You want to bring the price of a stamp down by a penny.
Yeah, we're thinking that it will really set the tone, and it will create a culture that is winning, and everybody, the American economy will feel like we're on their side, because in day and age today where everything is going up, let's lower the prices of the postage stamp 1 penny. What do you think? I'm really into this idea. My whole team. Both of us, we really feel like this is really going to work. Can we do it?
Okay, so let me play this out. So basically, if an average American sends, let's say, 50 letters a year, we're going to save the average American 50 cents over the course of the year, but it will cost the U.S. Postal Service about $500 million in income over the course of the year.
Yeah,
and you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, me and Jack think it's a great idea.
And how much are we paying you all?
I get I'm at minimum wage. I don't really know.
I'm dying to know. Does anybody out there, any of our Funkin' fans, do you know what the price of a stamp was and how much they lowered it, and what were they thinking? I mean, don't know. It makes no sense, because you mentioned the monopoly earlier, right? Okay. Outside of packages, which obviously there's UPS and FedEx and everybody uses all those all the time, they do have a monopoly. And I do not believe, okay, here we go. Las Vegas, right? In Las Vegas, they just over the last month or two have started charging for self-parking and charging for valet at most casinos, right?
Really?
Yep.
What, like $1 or more than that?
Oh, God, no. It's like $10 for garage and like $18 a day for valet. Right?
Why are they doing this?
Well, because they can. I mean, ultimately, that's really what happened. For years, for those of you who don't know Las Vegas, valet parking, self-parking is free pretty much everywhere. Yeah. Well, about maybe 2 months ago now, MGM Properties, which owns probably 10 of the biggest properties on the Strip, they said, hey, we're going to start charging for this. And so what happens is all the other hotels fall into place afterwards. Yeah. And some of them, in fact, Cosmo is an independent one. And at first they said, nope, we're not going to charge. Well, they just recently had to change it. And the reason they gave was they've got Bellagio on one side of them and Caesars on the other side of them, right? Yeah. And they basically said, all of the MGM people are using our garage for free. We don't want to charge our customers, okay? But people are parking at Cosmo and then they're walking over to Bellagio. And so we're getting fucked, basically. So we hate that we have to charge, but since MGM Properties did. Now, why do they do it? Because they can, because they have a monopoly. And I mean, the Postal Service has even more of a monopoly. So I'm not happy that they're charging for this stuff, but I understand. I mean, they've got to make a profit, that's what they're all about. And if they start losing customers because of it, you know what? They can make the choice to drop it or change it or lower the price. But the Postal Service is a monopoly. They should charge more.
I think that there should be somebody or something that comes in. Now, I'm not saying, I don't profess to know what this is going to be, but just what I'm about to say, just maybe this is the approach that they have to take. We have to take. There's got to be something that comes in that is disruptive. There's got to be something that comes in that completely revamps the way the entire postage, and maybe it's not postage and maybe it's not delivery. Maybe there's a new thing that we just don't even know what it is.
I think it's called email. Well, I know what you're saying, but the problem is it's kind of like the way I see it. And I would love to get a counter opinion if somebody disagrees with me, but I look at that as kind of saying, you know what? Typewriters are dying. Nobody makes typewriters anymore. We need something disruptive. Typewriters don't make money because nobody fucking wants them anymore. And I think nobody uses the Postal Service Doug, and I know you're going to argue with this because you love a handwritten note, and I love a handwritten note too. Okay, but the reality is that people are not using that. And
hold on a second, though. Let me. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm actually going to fight a different side of this, a third side. I would say let's get rid of the Postal Service. Okay, and I'm not saying I'm sorry for everybody that works for the Postal Service. I'm sorry. I'm just let me just play this thought out for a second. Charge me $5 every time that I want to send through the packaging service or whatever it is, FedEx or whatever other DHL or UPS or what is DHL even in business anymore? I don't know where that came from, but I would gladly pay $5 to send a handwritten thank you note, and I would do that 4 or 5 times a week.
Well, you see, now that's the argument I would make. Again, has anybody out there ever, and I am dying to hear a comment from a Funkin' fan to hear this, has anybody ever said, I'm not going to send a letter because it's too expensive? It's not. It's ridiculously cheap.
No, I agree.
Let me gas, right? Let's talk about gas.
Hold on. Wait, let me just backpedal just for a second because I really would need to make sure that I'm clear, that I'm very clear about this. I am not looking for the Postal Service to be closed. I know there's a lot of people that are that are our Funkin' fans. Proportionally, there's got to be people that are, or statistically, there's got to be people that are a part of the Postal Service that listen to our show. I'm not looking to eliminate your job. I'm not even working on a plan to eliminate your job. I'm just trying to figure out why is it that the customer service at the Postal Service just cannot seem to get their fucking act together.
Well, I'm going to make the argument about that. Because now we've talked about it before, they've made the choice that they don't care about it. But in their particular case, it could be, hey, they just don't have enough money for it. So I'm going to make the argument. So double the goddamn price of a letter. Okay.
Yeah. What are we going to do about it?
Right. But not only what are we going to do about it, but when I walk into Starbucks, right, I think to myself, fuck, why would I pay $4 for a cup of coffee? Right. I have never, ever, ever once mailed a letter and thought, God, why does it cost 47 fucking cents to send a letter? It's so goddamn expensive. Has anybody ever said that? And so what if they just doubled the cost, right? What is going to happen? Normal people who send letters, even if you send a lot of them, nobody's going to complain, okay? Because if you send a letter a week, which is way more than I send, okay, that's going to cost you an extra $50 a year, which is nothing. $4 a month, right? Is a whole lot less shit.
All right.
1 cup of Starbucks coffee a month is what it's going to cost you more, right? So that would bring a ton more money. Now, you know who is going to get upset? It's going to be advertisers that do bulk rates. Well, you know what? You shouldn't be sending that shit anyway. How much junk mail do you still get that you don't
That's
read?
the biggest waste of paper ever. You know what? Here's an idea. Maybe what the Postal Service should do. The Postal Service should go into partnership with companies like Hallmark and whatever other greeting card company there are. Build the cost of the delivery into the cost of the handwritten note that I'm about to send, or build it into the stationery, or figure out a way to partner. Again, I don't know if this is disruptive thinking or if this is just creative thinking or what it is. If I'm paying $5, have you seen the cost of what the hell is the name of that company? Is it Papyrus or Papyrus or whatever the name of it? Those greeting cards, they cost you like $6 to $8 for the card itself.
Do you know why they charge that?
Because they can.
Exactly. And I agree with you 100%. When I look for a card, let's say I look for a birthday card or a thank you card or whatever, do you ever look at the price?
Very rarely do I look at
either. And we should, because I'm with you. Like it used to be $1 and now it's $2, $5,
well,
$8.
You have your 99-cent cards, but they also have the $7, $8, $9, $10 cards. And I have sent plenty of those $7 or $8 or $9 or $10 cards. What I think should happen is that if you roll the cost of the postage and you let Hallmark take a partnership with or whoever it is, or maybe there should be some level of I don't know, a different way to do it. I don't care what the division factor is. $9 goes to Papyrus or Papyrus, and $1 goes to the postal. I don't care what it is, or maybe Hallmark should just take over the Postal Service. I don't know. I just know that it's so stupid that they lowered their rates 1 penny, and thinking I'm going to give a fuck about them lowering the cost of a stamp 1 cent.
I know. Yeah, I want to hear.
Charge me another 5 cents, but give me 5 cents worth of better customer service, please.
Right. I want to hear from anybody who has ever said, "Hey, you know what? Sending a letter is too expensive."
And stop running over my fucking trash cans.
Unbelievable. I think if the U.S. Postal Service were to double their rates, and And bulk rates are independent of regular one-off rates anyway, right? So let's say if the Postal Service said, no, we would lose all these people that do bulk mail. Okay, so you know what? Raise your bulk rates 10% and raise the general public.
I don't know if they even. I don't even know if the profit, or if there is any profit, or whatever the ROI for them for people actually hand stamping letters. I think the majority of the income for the Postal Service comes from their bulk mail. How many people mail things anymore that actually put a stamp on a letter?
Okay, but it's not enough. I mean, they're losing money. Now, okay, maybe it's just that they need better management, but I don't believe that. I think they're not charging enough. Honestly, they're not charging. In Europe, right? Gasoline right now in Europe costs like, I don't know, $5, $6, $8 a gallon, right? It's like 4 times what it costs here.
I got tricked because I thought it was a gallon. It was actually a liter.
Right. Yeah, Dan Rice could help us out with this. And the reason is because it is ridiculously highly taxed. Okay, so let's say that we have in the United States, oh my God, how many hundreds of thousands of miles of highway compared to, say, the UK, right? The entire UK will fit in Texas with space left over, but they just charge really high taxes.
Nice. This was your geography lesson for the day. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So presumably, so they can take care of their roadways and put the money into the transportation, right? Like to me, that is like the perfect direct tax right there. If I'm buying gas, I'm using the roads. I'm using the bridges. So that money should go directly into it. Well, and that's totally a monopoly, that however much we decide to charge in taxes on it. And it's the same kind of thing. I mean, really, they should just charge a lot more to make money on it, because it is a monopoly. And nobody's complaining that it costs too much to send a letter.
All right. So we obviously are not going to resolve the entire postal. What else is on our agenda today? How far into this episode are we?
We're 30 minutes into the episode. We have not hit a single topic yet. In fact, I'm going to hit one more quick one before we go that wasn't on the list.
Let's give the backstory behind this. Okay, so we, every week when we record, usually I will text or email Strickland. Maybe I used to send him like 25 topics. Why the fuck I sent him 25 topics, I had no idea. Then I started paring it down. So then I went to maybe 5 topics. Then when I discovered that we weren't hitting any of those, then I stopped sending him topics altogether, and I felt a little lost in the show.
Now, you've never stopped sending me topics.
Yeah, so did I ever? Didn't I? Did I for a week or two stop sending you topics?
Maybe for a week you did. Okay.
So now we send topics, or I send them topics right before we're about to record. No prep, just here are the topics. We have not hit one. We did hit one.
We didn't talk about Gary Vaynerchuk. That's the only one we talked about.
I have like 1, 2, 3. I have 7 more topics we have to talk about. We haven't gotten there yet.
I know.
Okay, and what were you going to say?
And then there's one more that's not on the list that I'm going to talk about because it will be quick. You didn't give the promise statement. Please give the promise statement.
Oh, okay. The Nice Guys on Business promise statement. Our goal is to provide the most entertaining podcast experience ever. Wait a minute. No. Our goal. Is that right?
Well, that's it. You see, we've already recorded our 3 intros for interviews
I fucked
today.
It up every time.
No, you didn't fuck it up every time. You said it differently, and that's why I wanted to ask, did you change the promise statement and not tell me?
No. I must have an old... What's the revision date on this?
Are you kidding me?
No,
I'm thinking to myself, I was going to wait until the Tuesday recording to confront you, so to speak, with this and say, hey, did you change the promise statement without telling me? But basically, you've been reading an old one.
Yeah, I've been reading an old promise. Oh, dear. Oh, my. What is our...
anybody pays attention, but listeners, if you have been paying attention on our Monday interview show, the promise statement was wrong. The actual promise statement is to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life.
Yeah, I somehow rent.
Well, it is funny though that you've been giving this one, and I'm thinking
the entire week I've done that. We've already recorded every show except for Thursday's show right now, and I've said it wrong every time. So this is 4 times wrong.
Right, but it's funny because I was just assuming that it was a new revision that you hadn't told me about. I didn't even realize it was one that we had given before.
Oh man, it's really old. This is going back. I wish there was a revision date on this. We have some level of what do you call it? Of organization here. It's just not a good one though. I have a horrible system for everything.
Oh no, well, it's funny because you're going to talk about this on the Friday interview, pre-interview, that you had a meeting with I've forgotten his name. Your
Jeffrey?
C-suite, Jeffrey Hazlett.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey showed you his screen, and he said, "Hey, I have 3 tabs that I keep up all the time," right?
Yeah.
And you thought, "Hey, what a great idea! I'm going to keep a tab open with the promise statement all the time."
Right,
it's so easy, and it's so wrong. You just did it wrong.
No, it's so okay. Again, let's go back to this fucking user error. Okay. It wasn't Apple's fault. It wasn't Google Chrome's fault. It was my fault. It's like I have the wrong tab open, so I've been reading it wrong. Reading it wrong the entire week.
Okay, nice guy community. We have a couple of topics. I'm gonna go over them here today, and you can keep us honest and tell us how many we hit on Thursday. We want to talk about 2017 goals, garage junk, landlord missing again, home for the holidays, swell bottles, how important is college, and there's one that I didn't tell Doug. I want to talk about the Black Book. You know what? Doug, I'm gonna stop this right now. 2017 goals. 2017 goal. We're going to save for next week. Okay. Because we know that's going to go long and we have too many other topics that I think are good. So we're scratching 2017 goals until next week. And we're going to talk about the Black Book also.
Strick, but we got to talk about next week because, I don't know if we're going to have time to record a Tuesday show.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Funkin' fans, nice guy community, right now, I'm letting you know it is, as we're recording this, Sunday morning. Right. We started at 8:15 this morning because Doug said, I'm really busy for the next 3 or 4 days. So this is our dedication to you all.
Yeah, total
you know
dedication.
What? We don't care how early we have to get up or how late we have to stay up. There have been many nights where at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still editing a podcast that's due the next day to go, God, I wish I could just go to sleep. But you know what? I didn't do it earlier. This is how much we care about you guys. So Doug, what do you mean we might not be able to record next week?
We just have to figure out when. That's part of the equation is figuring out when. Next Sunday is Christmas. That's a valuable date for you.
I'm going to steal a line from I don't know originally who said it, but it's like the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
Yeah.
The line is, "What you mean we, white man?"
Yeah. Okay. So
because I got time. Okay, I've got lots of time. I have 4 jobs. I'm adding a new job but you know what? I make time for the Funkin' fans.
Strick, I make time for the Funkin' fans too. Maybe that was my way of saying we maybe have to record this like Wednesday or Thursday.
So we have to plan ahead. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
that would be a great idea.
Yeah, we have to.
By the way, just to give Doug a little bit more shit, okay? We usually record these on Sunday. We'll do the whole week, and we usually do it Sunday afternoon, right? Sometimes Sunday night. Doug texts me Saturday afternoon.
Tail between my legs.
Okay, Saturday afternoon. In fact, here, let's pull it up. I'm going to find out what time it was. I'm going to pull it up on my Samsung Superior phone right now. Yeah, it wasn't even afternoon. Yesterday at 6:24 p.m.
Yeah, what did I say?
I hate to ask, but
wait. This is quoting me. So go ahead.
Okay,
so
I'm going to read it exactly as it is.
Read it exactly. This is now my quote. Go ahead.
Again, this is Saturday night at 6:24 when for months we record Sunday afternoons or Sunday nights, right?
Yeah.
I hate to ask, but I need to. I'm burning the candle on all ends right now. I have tomorrow morning until 10 a.m. to record. Committed beyond that time until Wednesday. Can we record early tomorrow? So sorry. He waits until 6:30 Saturday night.
I didn't realize I ran out of time. It's like, fuck, I ran out of time. Your week goes by so fucking fast.
Well, and what's funny is you and I are usually both busy Saturday nights, right? Well, I'm slow. Like when you texted me, I could have recorded that night if you wanted to.
I couldn't. I had worked the entire day. I had to get up just to pick up my son to get him to the party, and it was snowing here. And then I have a gig that I got to get to, and then I got to take him back. And it was like, fuck, I don't have any time. And then there was a holiday party that we were a guest at, and I was like, I don't know when we're fucking gonna record the episode. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, let's get up at 6 a.m. to record this.
Well, there's one more topic I forgot. The reason that you're so busy, you're going on vacation to the Greenbrier in West Virginia. I wanted to ask about that too, but you know what?
I don't know anything about it. I don't even know about it.
Really?
I know about it, but I only know where we're going.
Right, your wife planned it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So
that's fine. Anyway, so Nice Guy Community, we're going to have to talk about that maybe offline, maybe on the Thursday show. When are we going to record for next week?
I don't know.
Rest assured, we will find a way to record an episode. If not, I'll have to do it myself, and I'll just have to blame Doug. Basically, the whole episode will be bitching about Doug and saying he's too busy, even though he has no day job.
Let me tell you something. Even if I have to get my laptop and go down to the basement when everybody is in the house is sleeping, because you're probably awake at 2 a.m. I know that you're a late night guy. I'm like, I will be sleeping as we're doing this, but we will get it. We will get through it. We will get through it.
The Greenbrier, wasn't the Greenbrier originally designed with like this huge Cold War fallout shelter for the government?
I don't know. I can tell. Like I said, I don't know anything about where
You've been to the Greenbrier before, haven't you?
No, I've never been there.
Oh, I've played there before. Okay, I'll give you the quick version of the Greenbrier. The Greenbrier is in West Virginia, but it's in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's this huge sprawling resort, but it's one of these like old Southern plantation type of things where I think they've got a golf course and they've got tennis courts and spa and stuff, but literally there's nothing else around because
they have bowling. They have bowling. I know they have
bowling alley there, right?
Yeah, bowling and movie.
So my understanding was, I think that this was built in like.
Wait. What do they have?
What? Fallout shelter bowling?
Here.
Bowling? What?
They have falconry.
Falconry? Are you fucking
falconry.
kidding me?
I said, do you have to supply your own falcon?
Falconry. Okay.
My wife is obviously she has been such a trooper, and she has put up with. I cannot believe it. I would be so pissed at me. I would be so pissed at me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go away, and I know I'm gonna have a great time. I know it. I just know me. But it's like just getting there, just getting through the stuff I got to get to vacation is causing me so much stress.
I'm dying to know what you guys are going to do.
You're part of my stress, Strickland.
I'm dying to know what you guys are going to do because, like I said, this place, it's in the middle of nowhere, right? So what you do is you do stuff there. Like it has to be there. There's nothing within a 30-minute drive, right? And but it is like this kind of old, like fucking falconry, right? Like, I mean, clearly. Right. Well, my understanding was that it was built in the 40s, and it was actually built as like this hidden government facility that it has a bomb shelter that's big enough it's deep enough that it can withstand a nuclear attack and big enough that it could hold like all the major government players, right?
Really?
It was built for the Cold War. That's my understanding.
That's fascinating. Did not know that.
And so that at some point they turned it into a resort. Like it was kind of built as a resort, and that was the hidden, like you weren't supposed to know that existed. Well, years later they don't use it anymore. So that's where you can go record your podcast.
Well, interestingly enough, Danielle was reading to me the activities that they have at the Greenbrier, and one of the things that they have, which I was very excited about, was they have meditation, like guided meditation. I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. And she was reading more about it, and it talks about the person that's in charge of the guided meditation and all of her years of experience, and then she's like, $200 an hour. I'm like, what? You fucking kidding me? $200 an hour to sit in silence? Come on.
$200 an hour
guided meditation, $200.
Meditation.
Can I just stay in the room and it won't cost me anything?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
So I'm doing guided meditation.
You are not doing that for $200 an hour.
No.
You fucking better not do that at $200.
No,
I'll kick.
I would be so worried about the dollars I'm spending on the guided meditation that I couldn't get into a meditative state.
I go to Vegas, and if you do an hour massage there, they charge $120, $130, $140, which is a lot. But every once in a while, I do it anyway. But $200 an hour for meditation?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one. And not because I don't think that it's a valuable thing to have, but I really enjoy the level of meditation that I'm able to achieve all on my own by myself. Just sitting quietly, listening to the same 99-cent app that I put on my phone many, many months ago.
Well, this is crazy. I'm looking up the history of this. We're so long on this episode already. I really should stop. But just after the U.S. entered World War II, the resort was called on December 14th to serve as a relocation center for Axis diplomats who had been interned as enemies of the United States. At first, these detainees were only German. Later, they were joined by Japanese diplomats. And then it reopened in 1942, but then commandeered by the U.S. Army as a hospital. The Army paid $3.3 million for the property and took over. And at the time, the property was valued at $5.4 million. But the Army basically came in and commandeered and said, no, we're only paying you $3.3 million.
Right.
Converted to a 2,000-bed hospital.
Wow.
And then it was, by the way, the picture, the front of this place, I mean, you got to take a look. We're going to put a picture up because it's beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, it's probably like, it's 11,000 acres. 11,000 acres. That's bigger than most of our national
parks. It's the middle
parks.
of West by God, Virginia. I mean, what else do they have there other than land?
True. Good point. It's right in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, so
yeah, we're done. We got to wrap this up because we have one more quick interview to do.
Well, but I had to bring up the bunker. In the late 50s, the government.
Wait, hold on a second, Danielle. Wait a minute. Let's say, babe.
One of the most iconic properties in the entire country.
Danielle has to say it is one of the most iconic properties.
Yeah. Well, in the late 50s, the government approached Greenbrier for assistance in creating a secret emergency relocation center to house Congress in the aftermath of a nuclear holocaust.
It was actually created as a bomb shelter. Do you know that?
I know. We can take a tour of the bunker.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Now you've got to do that.
Should I do the guided meditation for $200, baby? She's closing the door.
Yeah, the bunker's existence was not acknowledged until Ted Gupp of the Washington Post revealed it in a 1992 story, and the government soon after decommissioned it. That's really cool. I love that.
Wow. All right. Hey, Strick, we got to wrap this up. We have one more episode to record, and we got to do it. I promised I would be off of Skype by 10 o'clock so I can get in the shower, finish packing, eat breakfast, and get the fuck out of here.
So I guess I shouldn't mention that we were going to start at 8 and that you texted me at 5 till and said, hey, let's start at 8:15. And I said, hey, I'm ready. But that's okay.
I wanted to make my wife coffee. I wanted to make her coffee.
And that took 15 minutes. But hey, it's okay. It's all good.
We do French press coffee in our house. It takes longer than just a Keurig machine or something. Yes. It took 15 minutes to make coffee, and I'm not apologizing.
You know,
for that.
I love giving you shit, Doug. I live for it.
Nice guy community. Never underestimate the power of nice. Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Because it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.